beautiful day in Chicago. But today we're driving that. Spoiler alert, I drove it. It's sick. But today we're gonna take it on some back roads, which is what I'm excited about, because that thing is ridiculous how Uncle P has it set up. Let's see if Uncle P can jump on it sounds so good, dude. That was good shit.
Super focus mode is activated in Mickey's 997.2 RS. Alright, so my impressions of this. So it has the Renline pedals and it has a numeric shifter, and everything is like millimetrically precise and super heavy.
You
you have to kick the clutch in. It's got a really nice release point. You can actually just release off the clutch and it'll roll. And then the shifter gates are really close because of the numeric. But it feels amazing. So I'm following a 600 horsepower R8 in the heaviest trans ever. So we might have to work a little bit to keep up.
Hit this road. And that thing, you gotta be mobbing.
Yeah.
You gotta be mobbing.
Yeah.
That car's doing over these same roads double the speeds.
You know what though? That thing, because it's mid-engine and it doesn't have the mechanical grip of a 911, and Lambos don't, except for the STO, Lambos don't have grip, R8s don't have grip. The transmissions are really nice. That car's a musical instrument.
Yep.
It's a musical instrument that's comfortable, it's extraordinarily fast, capable. You can turn into Iron Man. It's got the flag button. It's awesome.
But how's it go sensing?
This puts sweat on your balls.
Yeah. It's such a good car for this, man.
Yeah. I like it. If it had a muffler and peak, yeah. Even with all the other mods, I think it compared to the stock, I didn't like when I drove a stock one for like an hour, I didn't leave that experience thinking, oh, this is better than, you know, my Carrera T, because I had a Carrera T at the time. But this, you know, feels like after driving a lot of supercars and really fast sports cars and stuff, I mean, this is up there.
Alright, bro, we don't do all these like quiet modes and shit. Dynamic, super race flag.
Whatever the race flag button does.
Ooh, this is gonna be good. Dude, I haven't been in R8 in a minute. Dude, stepping out of that into this. What the so comfortable. That's the first word. Yeah, dude, it feels so much bigger. Let's see if we can have some fun though. Bro. Man. This V10 is so good. every single input at the same time. The very first thing you notice when you put this car in dynamic mode, hit that little flag button, is the transmission. And the way, sorry about that, the way it executes shifts. So it is almost telepathic. Look at this grip around this corner. It's funny because it feels much bigger, much more floaty than that does. That feels more like a scalpel. This is a mother bazooka. And for those of you guys that don't respect R8s, if you put a proper exhaust setup in an R8, this car is fast. I mean fast. To the point where you can't discern the difference between this and a Huracan Evo. They're probably identical here. Shit. Into this corner. Onto the brakes. Great carbon ceramics. It's just a big car. That's the only thing about it. It's a big car. The steering's kind of numb, especially when you step out of a 997 GT3 RS. You can feel the heft too in the corners. It doesn't dance. It just destroys. Something not much people talk about is when this car has an exhaust, it's like a musical instrument. So, 5th gear, watch this. That was to 2nd gear in a millisecond, then you just put your foot down. It's so nuts how it manages the weight too. Because you can tell this is a heavy car. I mean, this is a very safe car. This is a car designed for people that are not professionals like me. You can take it on a road like this. You put a rookie like me in this, a rookie like me in the 3RS, and I'm gonna go much faster in this. But don't confuse that for preciseness. Don't confuse that for a car that makes you work, because this is not one of those cars. That thing makes you work. This thing gets worked. That's the big difference. The R8's a really good car, guys. This is a great first supercar. If this is aspirational to any of you, God bless you, because this thing is sick. Especially this model right here, the latest generation performance model, is what I would aspire to get as a first supercar, because it does everything a supercar does well. And then you can put your windows up, hit the valve controller, and now you're in a car that's as quiet and comfortable as a Tesla. That right there makes up for any sins that this car may have. It doesn't have the perfect steering. It's a little bit big. But the fact that you can do that, and it just feels like you're wafting along, and without the sound, what's wild, look, I've got no sound. That was a downshift. That was a downshift. You don't even hear the engine. And the cool thing about it is, because you're not distracted by the engine, you can focus a little bit more on your inputs. It's honestly a very serene way to drive a car quickly. Wow. And also, it doesn't help that you won't wake up the kids or the neighbors in the morning with that exhaust. But if you wanted to, you open the valve, you execute a couple downshifts right away. Listen to this. Insane, dude. It's two cars bundled into one, and that's what makes this thing special. My GT3 RS is special in a different way. It's surgical, it's precise. If you don't get it right, it will kill you. But that car is always turned up to 1010s, and if you want to break from it, the only break you're going to get is parking it at your house, getting into your Corolla and going for a nice serene drive, whereas in this car, press a little button, you have the perfect daily driver and the perfect car that can destroy a back road like this. The Audi R8 Performance is sick. So guys, if you're thinking about buying one of these, buy one. Buy one. We don't know if they're gonna make this car with this engine, this gearbox ever again. You have to get one of these, man. Sick car. All done. I have put away my erection. The Audi R8 Performance, for me, is a top 5 car. It's a top 5 car. It's so fast. It executes shifts so well. That might be one of the greatest transmissions I've ever tried. That V10, as it approaches 10,000, it raises every hair on the back of your neck. It is sick. And then whenever you want, you hit the valve button, you put it in comfort mode, and it's the perfect daily driver that sounds like an electric car, because you can't hear shit. And that is incredible to have that duality. Pair that with the fact that this is the first aspirational supercar for most young people. I think that's such an important role for this to play in the ecosystem of cars. It's what everyone aspires to get, but once you get it, it exceeds every expectation you could imagine. Forget about track work, forget about the fact that the car is a little bigger, it's sometimes numb in its steering, it does understeer a little bit. When you drive this thing at 8 tenths, even 8.5 tenths, you can't help but leave with a huge smile on your face. And Uncle Pete's got the full Capristo exhaust with the valve controller. It's unbelievable. Now, if it were me, and I was buying cars, and I had a little bit of money saved up by working hard over 10 years, I would have something like this that I could drive every single day. Probably this over a Huracan, in my opinion. And then I'd have something like that. Because guys, I can't convey, because you do understand, but I can't convey how special it is to take your car that you've owned, that you know like the back of your hand, and drive it back to back with something, because you can actually figure out if something is special. And this is special, but it doesn't do the razor sharp thing, it doesn't do the grip thing or the steering thing or the surgical precision like inputs that you have to give to this thing. So I think when you get to a certain point, you should buy something like this and something like that. That is the perfect garage. And besides that, guys, I'm going to leave the ad plug for the end. Down below, little form, Faster Media. If you guys like content like this, you want to shoot your own YouTube videos, Instagram, TikToks, whatever, hit us up, please. Helps us pay for the cars. In exchange, you get a great service, so you're not giving money away for free. Anyways, guys, I love you. Go down below, like, subscribe, all that shit. Take care. Peace.